Hey everyone, Nubkeks here, and in today's video, I want to talk to you about the Threads of Fate leveling system that has come in the Shadowlands. Some of you may have discovered this already. This is an alternate way to level that's there for your alt characters, for your second, your third, and so on characters in Shadowlands. In order to unlock Threads of Fate, you simply have to get to 60 on your first character, and I think do the first chapter of your Covenant campaign. I think that's what you have to do, that's all. You're going to get there, obviously, just very naturally. You probably have this unlocked already, of course. If you have Ding 60, you almost definitely will. And then, on your next character, when you get through the Maw, you will be stopped when you finish that intro quest in the Maw and arrive in Oribos. You have the screen will sort of go grey, will freeze time, and you'll be approached by this Fate Scribe. And she'll bring up the two options, so you can choose to just replay the storyline as you did before, going through the 4 zones, or you can do the Threads of Fate. As we see here, it says that you can level up by doing world quests, side quests, bonus objectives, and dungeons. Main storyline quests are skipped, and you choose your Covenant immediately. And you can also go to any zone in Shadowlands. You can go any zone, do them in any order that you want to. And again, the choice is final and cannot be undone. If you choose the Threads of Fate, it basically marks all of the storyline quests as autocomplete, and it phases you forwards as if you've done all the story quests. Obviously without getting the rewards from doing the story quests though. So you cannot go back, right? You can't go back. It's a permanent choice. One fun thing, you can actually choose to play through the storyline and then change your mind later and switch on Threads of Fate whenever you want to. So you could do like half the storyline, go, okay, I tested the Kyrian, I tested the Necrolord, I've decided, you know what, Kyrian's the Covenant for me. Threads of Fate, choose my Covenant, I'm going Kyrian, and I'm going to level now through these world quests and dungeons and so on. So yeah, it's an interesting choice. So what does this translate to in terms of gameplay? Well, it's actually quite cool. So you get an overview quest for every single zone. You just get a bar, you know, for aiding Revendreth or whatever, and you just have to fill that up by doing the world quests, the bonus objectives and so on in the zone, even the dungeons in the zone. So you could actually level entirely through doing dungeons. If you are going to do that, I do recommend that you, pop to the dungeon entrances and grab the quest outside for the dungeon. Some dungeons have the quest inside, some have it at the entrances. And definitely pop back to Oribos, grab the aiding the zone quest, go to the zone and activate that zone bar so you can start filling up that bar by killing things in the dungeons. That's going to be a pretty good way to do it. Each one of these zone overview quests that you do gives you essentially about a third of a level, gives you a weapon, and it gives you a chunk of gold as well, which is kind of nice. For us, we did a couple of dungeons, but we mostly leveled through doing the bonus objectives and the optional side quests in different zones. On top of the world quests that were also kind of nearby, we did some rares, we picked some treasures, we all had herbalism, and the other guys had mining. I didn't grab mining, which I do regret. I should have grabbed mining to get some extra ore to sell on the way. And that's how he did it. The way that it's going to break down for your zone progress bar, you get 3% zone progress for killing a rare mob. You get 1% for a side quest, like a little breadcrumb side quest, 3% for your normal side quest, and then 5% for the big group quests. So like the wanted quests, for example, like the big ones, they give you 5% of the zone progress. World quests give you 4% zone progress. Bonus objectives gives you 7%. And dungeon bosses will give you 3% per boss, and the dungeon quests give you 10%. So yeah, you're gonna fly through it pretty quickly, actually. It took us about 6 hours. I did this in a group. We started off as a group of 3, then we increased to a group of 4. Just sort of flying around. And I mean, we weren't speed running, you know, we didn't have some optimized route or anything. We were just kind of going around, enjoying ourselves. Obviously, we were trying to go at a good pace, and it took us about 6 hours to go through the 4 zones. So you're talking about an hour and a half per zone. We did each of the zones, we did each of the overview quests. I believe you don't even have to do those overview quests, you can just do the ones you want to. I will say, here's some tips for you guys. Definitely try to do overlaps. So if you have world quests and bonus objectives in the same area, definitely try to do that. That is very worthwhile. This is also going to be a good one once the add-ons are updated. Stuff like Azeroth Autopilot could be really strong here for sending you to the best side quests, the most efficient ones. I don't know which the most efficient ones are. We just kind of did the areas that were most dense looking. I can also tell you that Revendreth sucks. Revendreth is not good for this. There's too much verticality. It's too difficult to get around. We found that Revendreth certainly felt very slow. It wasn't very enjoyable. It was also the last zone that we did. Bastion felt great. Bastion is actually quite a small zone for the questing. There's lots of stuff packed in there. Yeah, Bastion was really, really good. Maldraxxus was actually fine. Ardenweald was okay. Revendreth was definitely the worst one. So I would recommend, don't go to Revendreth first. I definitely recommend Bastion being the best zone. Do as much stuff as you can in Bastion. Definitely fill up the bar there. If you're going to do any questing for this, definitely do it in Bastion. Or again, just get your friends, grab a good group, and just start spamming out those dungeons. I think you can even level through doing PvP. You can do basically anything. This way. It's pretty nice. In fact, the worst thing that happened in Revendreth was that there was a bunch of hordes that were just deciding to murder everybody in Darkhaven, which is like the central hub town for the side quests in Revendreth. So that was a nightmare. And I had a big epic duel with some level 60 Warlock, which I ultimately won, which I was very proud of. But yeah, neither of us would die. It was quite intense. Enhancement Shaman versus Affliction Warlock. Both just self-healing like crazy. But yeah, there don't seem to be any guards, or at least the guards don't really care, apparently, about people murdering each other. I guess it's appropriate for the Revendreth lore, isn't it? They don't really care about what the peasants are doing. But yeah, definitely watch out for that. It is worth noting that War Mode, it's going to give you more experience from killing mobs and that sort of stuff, but you don't actually get anything bonus from the main quests, right? So you could level just as well without War Mode as you will with War Mode through Threads of Fate. Like, maybe it's a little faster, but it's not going to make a huge difference. So it could be a very good option for PvE levelers too. One thing to note, you get your Covenant. You have to choose your Covenant straight away when you go with Threads of Fate. That's the first thing it does. It sends you to the Covenant area in Oribos, and you choose your Covenant right then and there. You don't actually make much meaningful progress with your Covenant when you do this, okay? Not much meaningful progress. You do gather some anima. For me, I had 1007 anima when we finished our leveling experience, which is 1,000 more than you would have. Also, when I then finished the leveling, got to 60 and went to my Covenant Sanctum, I was then able to skip all the intro quests, and it just put me much further along in the quest line, which is nice. I could go straight into the stuff. I didn't have to like tour around and blah blah blah. I could go straight into unlocking Torghast. Venari, I think, jumped straight to Rule 4, that quest for Venari. It skipped the first few, so that was pretty great. That was cool. But yeah, you won't be able to start earning renown. You won't be able to do anything in particular to advance your Covenant. You're not going to have soul binds, none of that stuff. All that stuff actually comes at level 60. The only benefit you get from choosing your Covenant at level 50 with Threads of Fate is that you're set with that Covenant ability everywhere that you go, right? You bring that Covenant ability everywhere. So that's basically it. It's not that much better, to be honest. I kind of prefer the other one where you could try a different one in every zone. That was honestly a little bit better than this one. I think even your Covenant Sanctum is phased. You can't even see other people from your Covenant in there. So there you go. Is this worth doing? I think this definitely is. I am personally a massive fan of this. Let me know if you've tried it, what you think. We sat down, it was really fun. Just a group of friends. We sat down and we just had a chill time, just blasting around the zones, just doing all these random tasks. It was quite fun. I had a good time. We did it in about 6 hours. We did it in one sitting, 50 to 60. Just blasted it out. We definitely got tired at the end, that's for sure. But it was fun. I had a really good time. So I do recommend it. I'm not sure if it's going to be the fastest thing to do, but it was certainly faster for me. Again, my normal leveling, I was taking the time to read the quests and go through the zones. That took me about 12 to 13 hours. This took about 6 to 7 hours. It took about half the time. But I think if you're going through the story at a fast pace, especially with, add-ons that auto-accept quests and you're skipping all the dialogue with add-ons and blah, 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 and zipping through, you'd probably be something along a similar speed. The nice thing about this is you can choose which zones to go to. You can do dungeons. You can really mix it up. It's that sandbox experience. You can do whatever you kind of feel like doing at the time, and that is going to level you up, which is pretty cool. So I do recommend it. Let me know, like I said, if you guys have leveled with the Threads of Fate, how have you been finding it? Or hey, if you're still going with the story, if you're going with your first character, if you're not absolutely crazy like me, then let me know how that leveling is going as well. But yeah, this option is there for you. I think it's definitely going to be a welcome one. No one wants to level, 3 or 4 or 5 different characters through the exact same story over and over again. That gets very tedious. This gives you a few more options, which I think is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Guys, thank you for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.